Hi there, it's Allie. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. I'm doing a vlog for a book retreat that I did. So in case I need a break from reading, just to like break things up, I'm bringing my logic puzzles and my jumbo word search. And I've got some markers, coloring books. Yes, I'm a sucker for the little cute ones. And I got these for Christmas, so here we are. This one's pretty cool. It's a monochrome one, which the last book retreat I went on, someone had mentioned it to me. But the colors, you just choose one color, and it's color by number. Except not. It's color by X mark. But yeah, so that's cool. I've had this Book Nook and Wonderland for a long time. Might do that. We'll see if I'm feeling audiobooks more, because that's when I would do that. Otherwise I might wait. But because I have a 2-year-old, this might be a really good time to do it, because he won't be there. I don't know. Oh, you can see over here my little library card clippy and my book clippy. And then I have all these books. Now let me tell you, I'm going Thursday night, leaving Sunday morning. But my headphones case is there and my Kindle, so that makes it a little taller. Also, though, there's one of them's a novella, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are graphic novels. 5, that's what this big book is. And then I'm getting close to being done with Go Luck Yourself. I'm over halfway with that, I believe. Maybe almost halfway, actually, now that I'm looking at it from here. And then this one is like in text messages or whatever. And this came out last year in December, so I should probably get to it. Looks pretty cool. I'm a sucker for the different formatting. I started getting into that in like middle school with like TTYL and that thing. Anyway, so that's, I'll do a little breakdown. This. Covering the either the best part and color. So what I brought is You Should Have Been Nicer to My Mom by Vincent Torrado. I did not get to. I did start it recently on my Kindle, but I did get gifted a hard copy from William Morrow. It's a beautiful cover, but I did not get to it at the reading retreat or book retreat, whatever you'd like to call it. Another one that I did not get to was Killer Blonde, a Jane Austen. It's not spelled like... Anyway, a Jane Austen mystery by Laura Levine. It's bigger a bigger font, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll get to it and get a pretty big chunk out of it, but I unfortunately did not. Most of these I guess I didn't finish. I did finish a couple, or I was like in the middle of some. I did finish some audiobooks, which I'll get to shortly. But anyway, Everything She Does Is Magic by Bridget Morrissey. I did not get to. And then these two were gifted to me by Harper Alley. It is Over My Dead Body by Sweeney Boo, and then the sequel to it, Speak of the Devil. These are both graphic novels. I thought I'd get 2 more of my graphic novels, but I was just kind of feeling what I was reading, so did not get to them, but I will soon, because I want to get through some of my graphic novels because they do take up space. I want to see if I like them, and if I don't, then I can donate or what have you. Les Normaux, I don't know if that's how you say it, by Janine Jansen. This is the volume 2. I loved the first book. I was really excited. I pre-ordered this, got it. So we'll be getting to that soon. I had my friend borrow the first one. I'm excited to see if she got to it yet. She's not a graphic novel reader, so I was like, well, you might like this one. She's really into queer novels, and yeah, so we'll see what she thinks. The Ravine by Maya Chance. The author gifted this to me, which was nice. I didn't get to it. Again, I'm quite the mood reader, so I did finish and was in the middle of some, but I did bring a lot of books for it being, let's see, 2 full days of reading and then like a half day of reading. This is a book that I did get to. This is The Devil's Music. It's part of the Montague twins by Nathan Page and Drew Shannon. Graphic novel. And I started it the day before the reading retreat. Figured I'd knock it out then, so I did. I finished it up the first night. It was good. I would say if there was a third one, which I don't think there is, I probably wouldn't read it. But it was still interesting. I don't know, there's something about it that just wasn't quite hitting for me. But I would say if you're into, there was like some satanic panic and that sort of thing in it, which is interesting to me. But anywho, if you're into, I guess, that type of thing, magical powers, and it's YA, I would say this would be an interesting one to read. This is one I checked out from the library, so I will be returning that shortly. This is another one I checked out from the library, The Family Experiment by John Mars. I did read The One recently, and I did like that, but I did not finish this. I decided to put it down. It wasn't quite for me. I think I'm just not a big, I'm sorry, John Mars fan. I think his writing's just a little slow for me. And then also with this one, there were just so many couples in it. These couples are in like a reality, not like a reality TV show, it is a reality TV show, where they have AI children, and whoever is found to parent the best, and the public kind of votes for that, they end up getting to keep the child or get money to have their own child. Yeah, the right to keep their virtual child or risk it all for the chance of a real baby. So the premise was really interesting to me, but yeah, like I said, there were so many couples that it was just kind of like a little too much, and then it was just kind of slow for me. But I just, as I always, I don't know if I always say this, but in my head I do, just because I didn't vibe with a book doesn't mean that you shouldn't read it, because you might vibe with it. There's some YouTuber that I watch. I'm blanking on her name right now. She's a huge John Mars fan, and like I said, my friend, I would say huge John Mars fan as well. And they like, I think like all their books, but for me, not a fan. So if there's any that I DNF'd or that I say wasn't quite for me, it doesn't mean you shouldn't read it. It's just my opinion. The next 3 books I did not get to. I'm not returning them to the library though, because I do still want to read them. And I just realized I don't have the 2 physical books that I'm currently reading, and my son is sleeping, and I don't want to wake him up by going in the other room a bunch of times. But another book, that I checked out from the library is Go Luck Yourself. I can't remember who it's by, and like I said, I don't have it with me. And I was really hoping to finish it there, but I didn't. I am still reading it. And I also was really hoping to finish it by St. Patrick's Day, which is tomorrow at the time of my filming, and I'm not going to finish it. I've also been, so I'm reading the physical copy, also reading it on my Kindle, and it says I'm about 40% of the way, so I don't think I'll be able to finish it by tomorrow because I'm recording this, and then I need just a break because I've worked late today, and then was being a mom. So, anywho, it's cute. It's the second book in a series. The first one is The Nightmare Before Christmas, I believe. I didn't read it, but I probably will because this book's cute, and the couple from that book are in this book as well, and I'd like to see their backstory. So basically this book is about the Prince of Christmas and the Prince of St. Patrick's Day. I wouldn't call them enemies. Would you call them like rivals, kind of? They get into an issue and things have to be resolved. That's a horrible description and very wow, very vague. But it's cute so far. Obviously they're gonna end up falling in love. It's like a cute little pretty lighthearted book. I've been dealing with a lot of mental health issues lately. Did go through a crisis a couple weeks ago, and just trying to get back to normal, and so I'm trying to read a few lighter books just to kind of not go too crazy up here. So really a mixture of stuff. The other book that I'm reading still, that I read and started at the reading retreat, Go Luck Yourself, I started a little bit before, but the book I started during the reading retreat, and again, I don't have it on me, so I don't know I think the author is Laura Bishop, now that I'm thinking about it. I could be wrong, but I want to say that's what the cover says in my brain. If it's not that name, I'm sorry. But it's called Love Me, Stalk Me, and it's a dark romance, which is kind of new to me, like the morally gray trope. By the name, as you can probably tell, this girl is basically being stalked by the guy that she works with. He pretends, she downloads an AI app because she's having issues with her boyfriend, to talk to a new boyfriend through AI to give her the things that she needs. And he's the security guy and basically like hacks in, so he's the AI instead of AI being the AI. And I don't want to give too much away, but I like it. Like, I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm newer to dark romance, but the way this is going, I'm liking it. It's also a mixture of formatting of like a normal formatting, as well as some of you can see like the text exchanges, which I like. And the story overall is pretty interesting, so we'll see. I'm really close to finishing that one. That's what I read most of the time during the reading retreat. 3 more books, like I said, that I didn't get to that I got from the library. I have Murder in the Dressing Room by Holly Stars. It's a Misty Divine mystery. I think I've talked about that before. If I didn't, I'm sorry. As you can tell, it's a mystery book. I believe the main character is works at a hotel accounts assistant by day, drag queen by night, and they end up becoming a prime suspect of their unalived drag mother, Lady. So they're trying to basically clear their name by trying to find who actually did it. And now that I've talked about this book, I realized I didn't talk about what all the other books are about, so I do apologize. But mainly it's because I did not read them. I think I've kind of explained the ones that I did read. Hannibal Lecter, A Life is another one. It's weird saying there's a biography for a not real character, or a not real person, but unless I'm misunderstanding it, who knows. And then the other one, oh, and that was by Brian Rafferty, author of Best Movie Year Ever. And then we have Delilah S. Dawson's Guillotine. This is a novella, so I really thought I was going to get to it. I believe it's a novella. Yeah, it's like just over 200 pages. So this I'm hoping to get to soon. Like I said, I'm not returning it yet because I plan to get to it. And then last but not least, I did read The Curdles by Robert Gooden. This is a graphic novel. It was interesting. This bear gets thrown out of a car and it has to kind of find its way throughout its life. And I say that and then it sounds like it has like a really long life, but it's just like, I think I'm gonna say just like a few days long, maybe. But he has to help save the house of these other, what would you call them? Just other cast of characters. I don't think they are like stuffed animals, they're just like other creatures. He has to help save their house, or she, I believe it's a she. But the teddy bear has to help save the house because it's growing hair and eyes and it's singing and all this stuff. So it was cute, but I would still say it wasn't quite for me. So I did buy this. It used to be a library book at Concord Public Library, wherever that may be. But there was Jordaline Reads, Jordaline from YouTube. She had recommended this, so I did want to give it a try. And Reading Retreat was perfect because it's a short book. I can kind of go through it. It was interesting, and I did like the art. But I don't know, I keep going back and forth on if I liked it or not. I guess I didn't have a strong opinion either way. It wasn't a waste of time, but I am gonna either sell it to Half Price Books in town or put it in my little free library. The reason I don't know if I want to put it in my little free library is because we do have kids books, and this looks like it's going to be a kids book, and it's not really a kids book. It's not like fully an adult book, but I think it might get confusing, so we'll see what I decide to do for sure. But those were all of the physical books that I had. I did finish 3 audiobooks and started a 4th one. So I finished The Love Con. I can't remember the author's name. Maybe it was Sarisa or something, but I don't remember the last name. I really liked that book. It was a little rom-com. It was fake dating, friends to lovers. The main character is in a reality TV show, Cosplay or No Way, something like that. It's a reality show, but it's a cosplay making competition. If they win, they get some money and they get to work on a movie. in the department of costumes, the costume department. And she is tasked with going back home for the final bit of the competition, and she has to have a partner, and so she says it's her best friend who lives with her. They pretend to date because she says it's a partner, because the other person that's against her was going to use his husband, I believe, or his partner. I can't remember if they were married. I think so. And there was a judge that's kind of sassy and rude and made it seem like she couldn't even possibly have a partner in life. So she says she does, and that it's her best friend. So they fake date for the show, and then of course, because it's a rom-com, they fall in love. They find out they love each other through all of it. And the ending, I really liked the ending. I thought it was really cute and interesting the way that they did it. Because of course they're often predictable, but it still had a different ending that I wasn't quite expecting, so that was cool. And then I finished Daydream by Hannah Grace. I have not read Icebreaker or Wildfire, which are the first two books, but I loved Daydream. I loved the neurodivergent character. I believe his name was Henry. And I just liked that they didn't give a diagnosis, and they obviously made a point of how he's different without making it like taking over the story or like feeling like that character was put in for diversity specifically. He just worked well in the story, and the girl in it was so sweet. I liked their relationship, and it did make me want to read Icebreaker and Wildfire. I do own them, but I never got to them. But I had heard good things about Daydream, and I did talk to the girls about how I was read it, because a lot of them are romance readers, and both of them said that that was their favorite of the three. So I'm looking over here because that's where Icebreaker and Wildfire are in my bookcase, so you can't see over there. But that one was very sweet, and I mean, it was a rom-com, but it wasn't like hilarious. It was cute. I don't know. I would say it's a rom-com, but I liked it, and I would recommend it if you're into romance rom-com, especially if you want to read one with some diversity in it. It is technically a hockey romance, but they don't really talk about hockey that much in it. I mean, they do, but they don't. It's not like he's always at like hockey practice or always in a game. It's just kind of mentioned here and there. It does focus. He is a captain for his hockey team, so that's kind of talked about throughout because he's kind of struggling with that. But I don't think you have to be a hockey fan to read it. And if you're not like a huge romance person, I thought it was fine. It wasn't too cheesy. So I've just talked about that a lot. So that and the Love Con I finished on my way, because both of them I had started previously. I finished them on my way to the Airbnb. And then The Family Experiment, I know I showed the hard copy of it, but I actually listened to that one. I did not finish it, like I said, but I did like in the audiobook the added sounds with it. So in part of it there's like a chat room and stuff that people are talking about the show, and you can like kind of hear the typing and stuff like that, and I thought that that was like a cute little addition to it. So I did like that about the audiobook. But like I said, I just think John Mars's writing just isn't quite for me. I don't know. I did, like I said, I did like the one, but both of them just felt kind of slow, and I knew I have so much I wanted to read still, both specifically at the reading retreat, but also in life. So I was like, you know what? I'm not really digging it. Let's just keep going. So I am going to talk about that to my friend I work in 2 locations for my job. She's at the other location, and I go to there on Wednesday. So I'm gonna talk to her about that. Like I said, she loves John Mars, and we like, even if we don't agree on books, we like talking about them. So I'm kind of excited to talk to her about that. A book I started and finished through audiobook as well. I read it through, my library on Hoopla. All of these I read through Hoopla. No, that's not correct. Daydream I read through Libby, and the Love Con I used my Libro FM credit that I had, because I started reading that from a library book, but I really liked it and I wanted to finish it, but I had to return it. So anyway, because I really liked it, I was like, okay, I'll pay for it and I'll get it. So that was through Libro FM, supporting one of my local bookshops. And then, anywho, from Hoopla, I listened to The Eyes Are the Best Part. That's another one I almost didn't finish, but I did. The twists at the end were interesting, but overall I just wasn't super impressed by the book. I don't know if I like hyped it up in my head because so many people seem to love it. But I don't know. Like, it just, I wish I could explain what it was. I keep saying things just didn't hit for me. But I don't always have a reason. It's just like a vibe where I'm like, it's just like didn't fully capture it. Like, it was interesting enough that I wanted to finish it to see where it was going. But I think I was wanting more, but I don't know where. How am I even talking about books online if I can't even put that in words? But I did finish it. So I think I did rate it on Storygraph and Pagebound. I think I gave it 3 stars. The audiobook, the narrator was good. But yeah, the story itself just didn't hit for me. And again, a lot of people did like it though. So I wish I could explain better why I didn't. But it just didn't fully keep my interest, though I did finish it. I guess the characters were just all kind of annoying to me. Obviously the people that are supposed to be annoying are annoying, but even the main character, I was just like, meh. And then lastly, I threw, what was it? Oh, I'm listening to it on Playbooks because I was gifted it by Macmillan Audio. It is You Did Nothing Wrong. That is about I forgot to say, The Eyes Are the Best Part, about a girl that kind of becomes obsessed with wanting to eat her future stepdad's blue eyes. She goes around trying to satiate that, and I don't want to give too much away. But I'm a big fan of cannibalism stories for some reason, with thrillers, horror, so it did catch my interest. Back to You Did Nothing Wrong. That is a horror book. I did listen to it. The Airbnb was in an old house, so I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll try to read it before bed, but one of the nights. Bad choice. I was a little scared going to bed that night, because in the book, the son in it, he is scared of the house. He says there's whispering in the walls. The mom and wife ends up hearing and seeing things as well, and her husband is redoing this house. It was his childhood house, and his parents passed, and so he inherited the house. And without giving too much away, things get really wild. And right now I think I have an hour and a half left of it, and I will be listening to it after I'm done recording this video because I want to finish it. We're at a really interesting part. I kind of predicted one of the twists in regard to the past or history between the husband and wife, and how they met. originally, but it was still interesting to kind of see how they got there and why the guy acts like he does and why his, stuff with his family, and there are kind of hints on the way to that twist that I think for some people maybe it was subtle enough that they weren't noticing it. I don't know, but I'm really liking it, so I'm excited to see where that goes. So those are all the books that I brought, read, didn't read. I feel like, finishing 5 books, starting but DNFing 1 book, and then continuing to read 3 books, so in the middle of them. I think that's pretty good. I went Thursday night and we left Sunday morning, so I didn't read Sunday except for a little bit on the way home. I had like an hour and a half drive. So I would say that's successful. I kind of wish I read more books that I own, so I kind of go through them. So I'm trying to, if I'm not taking them, selling them, giving to my little free library, giving them to my library, that sort of thing. But I did have a big chunk that I checked out from the library that obviously I wanted to finish as well before they were due. So let me know if you read any of these books. Actually, if there's books that I didn't finish that you read and are like, you need to get to that ASAP, stop putting it off, let me know. Also, let me know if you're into graphic novels. I'm trying to find more people that are into that, especially if you're a booktuber, so I can kind of see your reviews and stuff of them. But that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed this, enjoyed the vlog portion, kind of seeing the Airbnb, what I was reading. Yeah, so I hope to see you again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell if you'd like to know when I put something out. As you can see, it's about a week to 2 weeks of between posts, and hoping to ramp that up, as I say in pretty much every video I've ever posted. But yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.